Hello, I'm Real Ahmed Bah. Today I'm going to show you how to create a completely custom unit in Age of Mythology Retold, how to add it to the game, make it trainable from any building you choose, and customize its name, sounds, stats, and behavior. For this example, we will be recreating my first mod, Super Villager. By the end of this video, you will have a unit that is twice the size of a regular villager, gathers resources twice as fast, walks slightly slower, and costs more to train. This is also the first episode of my new Age of Mythology modding tutorial series. So before we begin, I want to properly introduce myself. My name is Ahmed. I work as a mixed reality developer at a digital health company, developing VR and AR applications for healthcare. I also create architectural experiences in VR, serious games, and simulation-based educational tools. I also work as an AI model training and evaluation supporter at a company in the US, helping train and validate AI models. Nowadays, I'm working on modding games. As a game developer, this has really piqued my interest. I love exploring how games work, experimenting with mechanics, and creating new experiences within existing worlds. That's why I decided to create this channel as a place to share my learnings, not just for Age of Mythology Retold, but for many other games I plan to mod in the future. If you enjoy exploring the underbelly of games, or want to create your own custom content, you are in the right place. So let's get started. We will start by understanding which files we are going to modify and why these files matter. Because knowing why you touch each file will make your mod cleaner, more stable, and easier to maintain. The files we will be working with are proto file, tech tree file, string table, sound set, sound manifest, resources. I'll be using CryShana's Crybear editor to inspect file contents, locate file paths, and export whatever I need. I've left the GitHub link in the description below. You can download it from there and make your workflow much easier with this amazing tool. Before opening Crybear editor, we need to create our mod folder inside the game's mod directory. I'm naming mine new unit test. Now let's open Crybear editor. For the tool to work correctly, we have to point it to the game's root directory. I already set mine, but you can click this icon here and choose your own root directory. After that, you will see all the files under the game folder listed on the left. We also need to set an export root directory. For this, we select our mod folder, because that's where all the edited files will be saved. The first file we are going to edit is the proto file. The proto file is located inside data bar. To find it, just type data in the filter section, locate the data bar file, click on it, and then type proto in the second search box. As you can see, here is our proto XML file. Now we are going to clone this file, but I want this mod to be additive, meaning it shouldn't overwrite any existing game files when loaded. To make the mod additive, there is a great button right here. Click it to generate the correct file. As you can see, instead of generating another proto XML, it added the mods suffix and created proto mods XML for us. If I had converted the proto file instead, it would have generated a huge file containing every existing unit which we don't want. That's why we created the additive friendly proto mods XML file. As you can see, it's completely empty and clean. Now it's ready for us to add our custom unit. Let's get started. Now, inside my proto mods file, I'm copying the entire villager Greek unit. We are doing this because our new unit will be completely based on this one. Normally, if I were modifying the villager Greek itself, I would only keep the parts I want to change and delete everything else. But since this is a brand new unit, I'm keeping all of it and only editing the values I want to customize. There are a lot of tags in here and honestly, I don't know what every single one does, but their names give some good hints. I'll be editing these like build limit, velocity, carry capacity, gather rates, and similar values. Feel free to edit whatever you want in the section. Don't be afraid of breaking anything. It's just your mod, and in the worst case, you can simply disable it or delete it. I'm changing this unit's name to Super Villager Test, which is completely new unit name that doesn't exist in the game, so it's fully unique. Now I can edit any values I want without affecting anything else. Alright, let's tweak these values and make our unit unique. After this, I need to add my new unit to town center. To do that, I have to add a new train command to the town center inside the proto file. For the train command, I'm using merge mod add. To choose which slot the unit will appear in, you can think of it like a grid. For now, I'm selecting row 1, column 0, and adding supervillager test to that slot. And that's all we need to do in the proto file. Now we can move on to the tech tree file. In the tech tree file, we'll be making a few edits to control when our unit becomes available in the game. Just like before, I'm finding the tech tree file in Crybar editor and creating its edited version. After generating the file, I scroll through the tech tree and find the Archaic Age Greek section. I'm copying that into my own edited file because I want this unit to be available right at the start of the game. Once we pass the Archaic Age block, we can clear out its content to make room for the parts we actually need. Now we are going to add two effects here. The first effect will enable our unit. The second effect will scale the unit size to 2 times. After adding these, I want to mention something. Recently, I came across a conversation on Discord about unit scaling, and I noticed that there are different methods people use for this. Some say this method is the correct one, while others prefer completely different approaches. Honestly, I can't say which one is the right method. A lot of this comes down to experimenting and figuring out what works for you. So my advice is, if the method you are using is clean, easy to understand, and it works, just stick with it. Finally, let's edit the string table file and get ready to test our mod. We edit the string table to give our unit a unique in-game name and description. So let's also create the edited version of the string table file. For now, we are only editing the English string table. I'm adding the keys I want to use, and next to each key I'm writing the text that will appear in the game. After that, we go back to our proto file, update the string keys for our unit, and then we can launch the game and start testing. Before starting the test,
there are 2 things to remember.
First, make sure you save all your mod files. Second, enable the debug feature. This is a config option that will show you pop-up windows if there are any errors in your mod when the game starts. To enable the debug feature, create a user CFG file in the diskpad and enter these 2 parameters. Once you have done these 2 steps, you can launch the game and start testing your mod. When you start the game, your local mods are automatically enabled. Still, check them in the mod manager just to be sure. After that, you can test your mod. As you can see, it's working. Our super villager, who gathers resources faster, can now be trained. In the next tutorials, we will change its icons, sounds, and models. Stay tuned, enjoy the game.